Good morning, wine shippers. How's everyone doing today? I'm really excited to share with you about the retiring of our classic portal and the features that we're retiring next week already, and share with you all the new things and all the great features of how you can find those things in our new awesome client portal, and just an opportunity for us to have a discussion and answer questions on how to find your data. So today, I'm presenting and I have Amanda Santos with me. She's an associate product manager and she has been crucial in helping build our knowledge base and just being a key role player in working with our product team to make sure that all of our clients' needs are met. She comes from our customer service department, and she really brings a customer-centric focus to our product team. So a little bit about today. We are recording, and please be sure to put your questions in the question section of the webinar, and we will answer them. That is probably what I think the most important part about today's session is I'm going to try and keep this PowerPoint part brief and then do a quick demo, but really I want us to be an open forum for us to talk about your concerns and answer your questions. So our next session is on Monday, the 17th. So after today, if you feel like your questions weren't answered, or you actually start working in Awesome Client Portal and you're like, oh, wow, I have some more questions, be sure to go ahead and sign up for the 17th, and we'll be here to answer your questions. You can also reach out to service and your account manager. We are here to support you in this transition. So a little bit about today's agenda. We are moving, what's moving to ACP. I'll do the demo and again, a question and answer session. So what's moving on July 18th? The list has gotten quite a bit larger since the last time I talked to you all. And that is because we really did a deep dive and analyzed, what is functionally working in ACP now that we can retire. So we are retiring in the order section, the entry and edit orders, some of the on hold views for you, because all of that is available to you now in Awesome Client Portal. Create an outbound inventory request. The orders, so the orders part in the classic portal is now going to be moving into a read only, so you can't make any changes, but you'll still be able to go into the classic portal to see those orders, but it'll just be in a read only format. Any changes will need to be done in Awesome Client Portal. We are also retiring the track packages functions in the classic portal because we have upgraded track packages into Awesome Client Portal as of 2 weeks ago, and the features are incredible, and all the things that you could do before in Classic that you couldn't do in ACP are now available. We've also upgraded redirects. So there were some gaps in the redirects function in ACP, and that is now been closed, and so that is now going to be retired also. And then the weather map that is in the Classic portal is now fully available to you in ACP. And then in terms of inventory, we are retiring 2 different reports. So the package item detail report in bottles and cases, and then also the resource library is going to be go away in Classic because we've moved it into ACP. So let's talk about order entry. So we have create orders. And you can create orders for DTC, DTT, wholesale, and will call orders. So that is fully available and functioning now. You also have the ability to import your orders into Awesome Client Portal, and you can manually do them one at a time. And then of course our API. So that's how you can get your orders to us. And the benefits of this in Awesome Client Portal is, you have the same visibility that we have now. So there's no, I see something that you don't see. You're able to see the full order details in a much more user-friendly way. Of course, if you have been playing in both systems, you'll know that Awesome Client Portal is so much faster. I mean, it's night and day between the two. And you have more control now out or over your orders versus in the Classic portal. And what do I mean by that? Well, we have these amazing tools now called Fulfillment Hold, and you're able to control your orders in new ways and send them to us when you're ready for us to fulfill them. And last but not least, my favorite is better collaboration, working with Wine Shipping, because if you're successful, we're successful, and that is our vision and view of our partnership. So orders on hold. So currently, you can see up here, this is how you would see orders on hold in the Classic, but now you can see orders on hold through this view, and I'll show you in the demo about what orders are on hold. So it's a totally different view. And then, of course, we now are giving you a view. If you click into an order, this little exclamation point lets you know that that is the order that is putting your order on hold for an inventory hold. Track packages. So now you have this new view of track packages. So, before, when you clicked into track packages in Awesome Client Portal, it would automatically default you into our premium tracking services. That is now available with a one click at the top. And now track packages is available fully in Awesome Client Portal. And this is also where you're able to do some redirects. So you can do redirects in 2 different spots now. And I'll go over that in the demo. And then redirects, here we go. So request a so in the redirects tool, you can see over here, any order that you've done a redirect on will now has this view under the redirects tab. And then our weather map. So our weather map is available at the top of our weather holds. I am not going to go deep into the weather holds functionality because this is more about the retiring, and that is just new functionality, but super exciting things about using weather holds, and that weather map now lives under the weather holds section of Awesome Client Portal. And then inventory on hand. So we are retiring those reports out of Classic mainly because we have brought in better visibility of all of your orders for your inventory that are in fulfillment hold, weather hold, or anything that needs action. So it's reserved in Awesome Client Portal versus in Classic Portal, the orders have gone into our warehouse management system. So things that are in Action Center haven't moved into our warehouse management system yet. And so, we wanted to make sure that your inventory was being reserved and like that reflected those requests of anything that's come to Wine Shipping. So that's why we're retiring it, because those reports just wouldn't make sense anymore. You also have a better view of the inventory tax statuses now, and you're able to see damages and returns and storage and library. And, it's just a faster view of what's been happening, what happens with your orders once they come into our system. So a little bit about products and inventory. So, you are now able to create an inventory movement in Awesome Client Portal. So whether it's an internal, if you use our multiple warehouses system, or you're actually bringing new inventory in. So that's being retired out of Classic because that functionality is totally available now in ACP. You also can create an item in ACP now, and then of course you can export your data, and you can use filters in order to get the different kinds of views or data that you're looking for, whether it be an on-hand, reserved, available, back ordered, open PO and transfers. That's all available to you now. And then we are retiring the package item detail report. And, that is an interesting one because really when we looked at what that report did, we realized that really you have all that data by just downloading a 205 file from the orders that you've filtered out. And so we feel that in Awesome Client Portal that is, it's not necessary to necessarily recreate. That being said, I would challenge you, if you feel that this report is so important to you and that the 205 file is not going to be good enough for you, that you should let us know that we need to recreate that and bring that into Awesome Client Portal. And then we have added the resource library. It is available at the top of the page. And so in the resource library, you'll find things like the documents you need to send to us for your wine club, for yearly or for the individual club. You'll learn about, you'd have access to our westbound and eastbound shipping schedules, FedEx cold chain, wine shipping holidays. If you use our 3-tier system, shipping to, all of those things are available to you in the resource. All right, so I am going to move on and we can do the demo now. Oops. So let's see here. Excuse me, guys, having some technical difficulties here. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. Here we are. Okay, so we are in wine shipping demo. And let me go through over here and I will show you. Let's go to the top in Action Center. And so this is where you can create an order. So just you go right over here, create an order, and this is where you get to choose, direct to consumer order or wholesale. I will go ahead and just make a quick direct to consumer order. Come over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, order channel, retail, your shipping site. I'm going to choose Napa, and this is where you add your items. So this will just immediately pull all your inventory that we have in our system. Go ahead and add 6 bottles, go to the next. And this is where you can start to, and I'll call it out again, the address book is not available, but you can just start to type in an address and it will fill it in for you. Also, I have downloaded everybody's address book. And so if you feel like you need that data, I have it available to you. Just reach out to service or your account manager and we will go ahead and get that to you. So the carrier, let's choose FedEx. And then here it goes, you can choose right here. So if you choose temp control, just know that temp control orders do need to be in our system by Tuesday and they'll ship out that Friday. But I'll go ahead since it's a Healdsburg. And we will do a date over here and I will ship it out on a Tuesday. And here's where you add a gift card. Go ahead and say thank you. Do not use order notes for gift cards. You have to put the gift card in the actual order. And copy from here and create the order. And it is that simple to create an order. Creating a wholesale order, you come on over here, put in your order number. Is this a bonded facility, a bonded transaction? Let's do bonded. You would enter your bond number, freight delivery, instructions, all sellable versus see all the things you can do over here. I'm going to do fulfillment tax paid, other channels, so direct to trade, will call. This is where you would put those things, delivered to winery. I'm going to choose wholesale. Your preferred shipping site that's going to come from Napa, and again, add those items. Do that. And that address will do me, even though we know I am not a wholesaler. And next step, shipment contact information. So you do really need to put this information over here, outbound freight, FedEx, whatever it is that you're going to be using right here. Let's choose that. And I will go ahead and use that. And the requested ship date over here. And special instructions, don't have anything there. And copy this. And then create the order. I'm not going to create the order because it does actually go to every time I've done that, it's gone to the people in the wholesale department and they reach out to me and ask me if it's real or not. Okay, but moving on, you can see over here, we have all these little bubbles, and that's going to let you know just at a glance. In this particular screen view, we have, here, these are the orders that need action that are in red. You can come over here, fulfillment hold statuses. So those are fulfillment hold. Open orders are orders on hold, and orders in a received status. So on hold would be like inventory issues, or weather holds, or CSR, I don't know, your hold, any reason you put something on hold after it's come into our warehouse system. And then received statuses are stuff that we just haven't have future ship dates and we haven't done yet. And then in orders history, you'll see that orders are being packed. And so it's packed and packing. So of course, we don't actually pack packing. We don't have a packing status in Wine Shipping Demo, but you will see that. You also can see that information over here in these statuses. So here you can filter by those. And again, this number is going to match to that number. And same thing down over here under statuses, you can filter. And then you can filter even farther. So anytime you see a little extra caret, go ahead and click that. And then you can see, you can filter by the different on holds we have right here. And then under history, you can see here that these are the different statuses. And then in progress, right, has two different statuses, packing and then packed, so to speak. All right, so that is all the different holds. Let's move on to track packages. So track packages, like I mentioned before, it used to just take you immediately into our premium tracking. If you need to get into premium tracking, one click of the button here, it's going to take you right in. But now we have track packages, and you can see here it's by tracking number or order number, and you can filter by those things right over here. And you also can filter by the different statuses and your different warehouses. So that's all available to you now, and you click the tracking number and it's just going to pull it right up over here. You also can do redirects. So you can do redirects now in two different ways. So let me show you the first way. The first way is under track packages. And that would be if you have just one package, or if you had multiple packages in an order, but you only wanted to take one of those multiple packages. So you would do it by individual tracking number. I'll go over here and you can see right over here to request a redirect. And then this is where you can have the interface, change address, hold location, and whatnot, and you just start the process. You also can go over to order history. And order history would be if you have, you wanted to recall a package with multiple tracking numbers, and you didn't want to do it one by one, you would do it under order history. So you would be requesting a redirect on the full order number. Versus under track packages, it's under that individual tracking. Of course, many of your orders will only be a single package, and so it will be a single tracking number, and so it wouldn't matter. But that's the difference, is if you have multiple tracking numbers per order, if you needed to recall the whole order, you would want to do it under order history. And of course, you can only do that on orders that have been that are shipped and not delivered. So they're in that shipped status, but they haven't been delivered yet. And then you would just go ahead and, let's see over here, request a redirect, and then it would be the same thing, right? And this would pull all of the packages and tracking numbers. Okay, so moving on, showing you the weather map. So the weather map now lives down over here in settings under weather holds. So go over here, weather holds. If you haven't played with weather holds yet and learned about it, we will go over that a little bit further in another webinar, or reach out to service or your account manager. But I just want to show you that that particular function is available here. And that just gives you, right, that view of what's happening in the country. Things are pretty hot right now. Use temp control, use Express. Okay, and then moving on, we want to go over to our inventory page, which is under products. And so coming over here is where you would find the inventory. This is how you would create an inventory movement. Click this one right over here. And internal transfer. An internal transfer would be if you use our multiple warehouses, so transferring inventory from Windsor to New York, or if you're bringing inventory into one of our warehouse facilities, it would be an incoming request. And this is where, where I was saying that we're retiring that, inventory on hand bottles and cases report, because you have it kind of right here already, and you just export it right over here. And if you export from here, it's going to give you everything that you have in this particular, side. So it'll export everything. If you wanted to filter by anything, the different statuses, then your export would just export the things that you have used filters for. So if you wanted to see what was in my Windsor warehouse at any one moment, it would show you. And then you can export from there. And you can clear all right here, and it'll bring it all right back up. You also can do create an item. So create an item. So that's bringing a brand new item into our warehouse system. You need to do that. You just fill out all the details right here. I don't think I need to go through that because we can answer some questions. I really want to save time for questions, and I know I'm talking a lot. So we will go over here, and then again, I mentioned you can export your data using our filters under the different statuses. And then in terms of, the package detail report. So that is, like I said, going away. If you feel like you need it, see this little button right down here, click that over here and share your feedback, one of my favorite. And if you haven't used this, let us know what you want out of ACP. And that goes directly to our product team. But let us know if you really feel like that's necessary for you. But if you go into open orders right here, you can export a 205, and it will give you everything that is in that individual package. So we kind of felt that data was available to you, just in a different view than it was before. And then last but not least, we have the resource library right here at the top. And here we go. Everything here, just download them. They're all PDFs. Download the file, and we're good to go. So Emily, I am hoping that you have questions for Amanda and I. Amanda will be helping and joining in now in the discussion to help answer some of your questions.
Hey Karen, this is Emily here, fielding the questions for you and Amanda, and there are some great questions here, so I'll kick us off. So are we able to pull an inventory recap for end of month inventory reconciliation?
Not yet, coming soon. So that is not going away in Classic Portal. So as soon as it's available, that will be retired. But because it's not, reports aren't like full reporting in the same sense that it was in Classic, it's not fully implemented in ACP yet. And so that part of the reporting will still exist in Classic until we can bring it over. So coming soon.
Thanks, Karen. Speaking of tracking numbers, how far back can one see tracking numbers? This particular attendee here is trying to find a tracking number in ACP from the old portal in January 2022.
Right. So, well, it really depends on how that order got into the old portal. So if you manually put it in through the old portal, then you're not going to be able to see it in ACP. So it really depends on how. But the tracking numbers, if they're not going anywhere. So if that data came into ACP since you should be able to find it. Am I correct on that, Amanda? Please correct me if I'm wrong.
You are correct on that.
Okay.
January 2022 ACP had not even been sought yet. So once those orders were directed, however your orders come through the system, if it was via API, if you use Ship Compliant, those orders began to touch ACP back in around August of last year. So anything prior to that, you will not have visibility in as far as searching for the order, but soon we will have reports which will allow you to pull that information.
Thanks, Amanda and Karen. Are you ready for the next question?
Bring it on.
Great. Orders on hold. So is there a way to come to orders from the SKU/item or only through individual orders?
So meaning if you were in inventory, then you wanted to see, I'm trying to understand what you're asking. So I'm thinking you're meaning you wanted to see all the orders that a particular SKU has?
The way I'm interpreting it, and I'll read the question after my interpretation, if there's any orders on hold that are due to a SKU or an item, can you find a list of all of those just by the SKU or the item? Or do you have to look individually? In other words, is there a way to filter by that SKU or item for orders on hold?
So yeah, you can put you can search the SKU, I think right on top, right? Amanda, am I wrong on that?
Yeah, you can search by the SKU in that search bar there and open orders, and it will identify all orders that contain that SKU. So not every order may be in an on hold for inventory state, but you can use the status filter right up there to indicate just those orders.
So let's see, let's play with it. So we came in here, we have inventory hold. Let's go into an order and we'll take that SKU and then we'll come over here and paste it. And then this should pull up. Yeah, so it's saying search for the SKU, the status is on hold, the hold type, and there you go. So yeah, pretty. You can do search by SKU for orders on hold.
Yeah, and if we didn't answer your question correctly or interpret your question correctly, let us know and we'll take another review here. Moving on to the next question, how about the address book? Does the client need to repopulate the address book of our shippies? So the recipients, for example, wholesale clients?
Right, so there is not an address book in Awesome Client Portal. So it's not there. It doesn't mean it's not going to come in the future, but it's not there today. I have copies of your addresses. I downloaded it all in Excel file and you can request it. And then you would just have to start to type it and it would auto populate. And if you're using a browser like Google, it will save then that address. So if we come over here and you can see right here, we'll do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. Retail. Again, it wouldn't matter. This would be the same thing, wholesale or retail items. And then if you can start, so if you have that document that, and request it, you start to type in, and then it's going to go, oh, and it's going to then just autofill it. And then it would come over here and see how Google has said, oh yeah, see, your information is here. And then if you have it in there, then Google kind of keeps its own little address book. And that's kind of just like a little hack, so to speak. I'm pretty sure Edge does the same thing. So hopefully that helps. But right now the address book is not in Awesome Client Portal, but it is being retired in Classic.
Thanks, Karen. Coming back to inventory, so the inventory view shows back orders. In the Classic portal, if an order doesn't fully allocate, none of it allocates. Is this the same in ACP?
This is not the same in ACP. So that is one of the reasons why we wanted to really capture anything, if any of the data that has come into Awesome Client Portal will now be, it will show reserved or back ordered, right? If it's back ordered, and the other SKUs in the order will be held. So that is the number one reason why we are retiring that inventory on hand report and inventory on cases, is because that data is not going to match what's in Awesome Client Portal, because Awesome Client Portal is taking into account everything that is in fulfillment hold or in needs action, is on inventory hold or received status. So it takes in a holistic view of everything that you've told us that you want us to ship.
Thanks, Karen. Where can we see open and closed POs in ACP?
Open and closed POs. So I think you can see open POs right here. So we could do inventory status or unit of measure, warehouse. You can see it right here. Amanda, can you chime in and see if I'm missing something?
Yeah, so the open PO/TO column in the inventory page is a great way for you to be able to see any SKUs of items that are coming into the warehouse. There on the bottom view, the last few SKUs, you can see there are some numbers in that column. Once that inventory is brought into the warehouse, it will be counted just to ensure everything's correct and received into our inventory. So it'll migrate from the open PO column into the available on hand. As far as individual orders, we do not have view of that quite yet in ACP. That is coming very soon. You'll still have access to that in the Classic portal until we have views to that in ACP.
Perfect. Thanks, Amanda. I knew you'd have a better thing than me.
Please. Will you show us how to pull a quarterly shipping report that is out of state? So for example, how to see all shipments DTC to Texas from April 1st through June 30th.
Let's see, order history. Then we would go by location. And you would want to go over here to the state, so Texas. And then you would add a filter over here by, let's just say, a requested ship date. And we'll come back over here and do May 1st to May 31st. And there you go. So it's filtered right here. So it was, again, you would scroll down. So we're here in order history. You scroll down to the destination. And it's going to list the states. You click the state you are interested in pulling that data from. And then you would go under here and you would put your filter by your dates. And voila. Hopefully that helped.
Thanks, Karen. All right, can we now get email receipts for requested redirects on open orders in ACP?
I think you do, you get that. Am I correct? I thought that we had that functionality. Is that correct?
Yeah, once the redirect goes through and is carrier accepted, you still receive an email for that. You can also access the redirects on the left-hand side. They're under track packages. There's a redirects page. Of course, Wine Shipping Demo has fake orders, so it's a little hard to see here. But you'll be able to monitor the request status and watch it go from pending to carrier accepted. If it is rejected, then you can identify that pretty quickly and ascertain the reason why.
Thanks, Amanda.
Thanks. So billing information for wholesale orders. Not sure whose information should go here. Can you clarify?
Don't think that that's necessary for billing information, but it's just available. Is that correct, Amanda?
That is correct. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is correct. We do not require billing information to ship any order with wine shipping. So you can include the winery address if that is necessary for your information on your side. Otherwise, it can be left blank.
Another wholesale orders question. Can we see if carriers have requested POs?
Okay. I don't know if I understand the question. Do you understand it, Amanda?
So you don't have access to see that in ACP. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but you can also reach out to your account manager for clarification. I know those account managers that handle wholesale clients know a little bit more than I do about that subject.
All right, thanks, Amanda. We'll get you in touch with your account manager. We'll connect you with them and make sure you get your question answered and make sure we understand. All right. Can you show us, kind of switching gears here too, can you show us the actual PO that was entered into ACP, not just the list of inventory on open POs?
You want me to, okay, hold on, trying to again understand that. So I would go under Action Center, create an order, a wholesale order.
I think what they're asking is the details of the order, which I had answered a little bit earlier, that they can't get the details once it's submitted just yet.
Yeah.
It will be available shortly.
Got it. I was like, I don't think so. Since I started doing it. Coming soon.
Inventory movements. Are you able to see inventory movements between wine shipping and the winery and ACP, or continue to use Classic?
Inventory movements, yes, that's POs. If you're bringing inventory out of the warehouse, that's considered a will call, which is a general order. You do have access to see that within open orders and order history. But as far as bringing inventory into the warehouse, which is considered an incoming request, that is not available yet.
But that visibility is still available in Classic, correct?
Correct, yeah.
Yeah.
Does ACP have exceptions data like Classic Portal that showed all the exception on the homepage?
That does not. You would use that under premium tracking. It's going to give you all of that data now on your orders. So you would come into here. And then you can click right here, exceptions, and it's going to start to show you your exceptions right over here. You also can find exceptions if you have premium tracking down over here under exceptions, and then you can drill into it by the different exception types. So, you know, what's damaged. And then you can then take this and you hit this right here and it will just pull up all of those orders that you can look at right over there. And then you can, of course, export any of the data that you're interested in. And you can export data under shipments page and exceptions over here. And then CSV import or export over here. You can export that information somewhere around over here. Update status of CSV. Oh, I think I have to choose some things. Am I missing something? on the export. I know, oh, there it is, export over here. So you can export your data. There's the export button right there. Somehow I missed it. So it'll ask you how you want your export, and you give you all the different filters and you know, custom format, standard format, and you can get the data. So little different view, but all much more detail actually than what was ever in the Classic.
Thanks, Karen. So for inventory on hand, can you switch from bottle format to case format?
Currently,
Oh,
yeah.
sorry. Go ahead.
Currently, no, but I think it is coming. Is that correct?
At the moment, it is just in the bottle format, and that has been widely asked to have it showing cases as well.
So, hey, if you want it, keep using that. This is what I was showing. Please say we need this. The more people that say they need it, the more they'll realize it needs to happen. So. It's my favorite feature, and we really are looking to collaborate with you to make this the best platform that you know, you could ever need. So, you know, let us know your needs by using that button, and tell us your feedback and what you want.
Thanks, Karen. This is about premium tracking. Someone's asking what the cost of it is, and if they log in or go to that track packages area, will they be charged?
You will not be charged. Premium tracking, reach out to your account manager to find out costs. What everybody has access to this one right here, home and shipments. Those are available to everyone. If you have not opted in to premium tracking, then, you know, these right over here, the analytics, the tracking pages, which is notifications and whatnot, and analytics and different kinds of integrations, that is a premium service. So, but reach out to your account manager to find out about your status with premium tracking.
Great. Had some awesome questions so far. I'll give everyone a moment if there's any other questions or comments to add, but that's what I see thus far.
Great. Well, if you know, I encourage you all to really get into Awesome Client Portal, play around with it. If you have questions and you need them answered immediately, send us a note. You know, reach out to service, reach out to your account manager, ask those questions, or join us next week for another one of these sessions. And you know, I'm happy to answer your questions. And you know, we're here to support you through this transition. It's really exciting stuff. The platform just gets better and better. And I think that, you know, you're going to see between now and the end of September, you know, your mind's going to be blown as to what we have available and ready for you for our upcoming peak season when we're super busy. Everyone's busy. So just remember, if you're successful, we're successful. So, and that's our motto.
Thanks, Karen. A couple of other questions came in. How do we review our orders before submitting?
So in Action Center, your orders come in. If you can choose to use this function called a fulfillment preference. So if you just want your orders to flow in and not be looked at or stopped or whatnot, then you don't have to do anything. But if you want your orders to have a pause, use fulfillment preferences. And I love this. So fulfillment preference allows you control over when your orders go into our warehouse management system. So you have a couple of choices. So you can choose to just have them hold orders. If you save that, you'll see right here, fulfillment hold is enabled. That means that nothing is moving into the warehouse management system until you push them. And to push them, you can click right down over here and hit, well, actually I can't use that because those ones are needs actions. So let's filter by fulfillment hold. And then click over here at the top and you're like, yeah, everything looks good. And you hit fulfill orders. And then it moves into the warehouse management system, which lives then under open orders. But you also can just say, oh, you know what? I just sometimes just want a little pause. So if you want a little pause on your orders, you can then do hold orders for up to 1 to 24 hours. And after that deadline of when it comes in, then it auto releases into our warehouse management system. So I really like a couple hour hold, you know, so that's why I have it defaulted. It was before on a 4 hour hold, and I hit save, and it's a little pause, and you know, then you can come in and again, you don't have to do anything. If like nothing has come up in those 4 hours, it'll just auto release and go into open orders. Also, just know that if things are hanging out in open orders and they're not in order history, you can still make all of those changes as long as they're in open orders. But once it hangs out and moves into order history, that's when you can't make any changes except for, you know, doing a redirect and whatnot. So that is how you have more control over your orders. Also, needs action. This is something that you should set up a notification for any orders that need action. So if something comes in, I like to again a daily digest. If something comes in and it needs action, that means that there's some data in there that we don't understand, and your order can't be fulfilled until you clear something up. So I really like turning on that notification. You can choose to just have them sent to you the second something comes in that's an alert and needs action, but I like something a little bit more targeted, so my inbox is a little bit more controlled. And so I would enable, if your deadline is 6 p.m., I say, hey, let's check in at 4. I want to have an email sent to me at 4 o'clock every day. And if there's things that I need to like work on, then it will send me an email and then I can log in and take care of it. So, and that would be clearing things that are in this red orders that need action.
Great. Can you show how wholesale orders default to case amounts on creating an order? So for example, 200 cases.
Sure. So create an order, wholesale, confirm, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gonna move fulfillment, bonded, order channel, wholesale, and add items. Oh, did I not choose the status preferred? There we go. Sorry, Napa. And
I think the inventory status needs to be changed.
oh, okay.
The drop down will only show
Got
what you have current inventory.
Got it. Okay. I'm like, I don't know what's happening. Thank you. That's why I have you here. You're my expert. Okay. So you come over here. So if the quantity unit says wholesale, that means it's cases. And I know that's a little bit of a change, but from in the past. But we are really trying to work and being a holistic and not be so we're trying to take there's so much happening in the alcohol fulfillment industry that's more than just cases. So like in terms of like what you would think a traditional 12 bottle case, because people are shipping in cans now, they're shipping boxed wine now. So it's whatever your wholesale unit is. So if it is wine, then that would be, and it's 12 bottles, your wholesale unit you could think of as a traditional case. But if the unit is wholesale, that means you can put in your 200 and there you go. If you then can change it as single, again, trying to really work on being holistic to include everybody. So you can choose to move that to single, and that would be single bottle then. or single unit of whatever it is you ship. But if it defaults to the word wholesale, that means it is the unit of measure that your product comes in in a wholesale unit. Hopefully that's clear.
Thanks. Are fulfillment preferences saved by a user or by the organization?
Oh, it's by the organization.
Right. Do you need to submit club setups in ACP under create a bundle or still email service club setup spreadsheets?
I'm going to let Amanda chime in here because I know that's a new feature that we do have available now. It just came out and I've been on vacation the last 2 weeks, so I would rather her speak to it.
Of course. So club setup forms are separate than creating the bundle SKU. So in ACP, you have the option now to create the bundle SKU itself. The club setup form is required for us to have all the information needed as far as what is being shipped, where it's being shipped, how many packages there'll be, as well as temperature control and ice packs. So that information is separate and we will still need that to be emailed to service.
Yeah, that helps us with forecasting, right? And we think about forecasting, think about, our business as a whole. We are serving, thousands or hundreds into the thousands of different clients, and everybody has those needs. And so it helps us balance and make sure that we have the right staff in order to fulfill and meet what you have promised to your customers. So the sooner you can get that data to us, the better. So yeah. And again, those forms are in the resource library and you can download them right over here.
Thanks, Karen. I'm not seeing any other questions at this time, so I'm going to pass it back over to you, Karen and Amanda.
Great. Well, thank you all so much for being with me today. It's been a pleasure as always. And I can't thank you guys all enough. It's been great. In summary, July 18th, we'll start to actively retire the Classic portal. And we're bringing this new functionality into ACP, and we're here to support you. So thank you, everyone. Talk to you next time.